So homeowners insurance prices on the rise. That's not new information. That is just what it's always been.
Yep.
And I actually have a very interesting personal perspective on this, but I'll get to that at the end. So let me read this story here. So a new report predicts massive change coming to home insurance prices, going to affect the whole homeowners market greatly. The article that we're referencing, it talks about the climate change, how climate change is driving up home insurance rates. How about that? Particularly in Florida, where worsening weather events like hurricanes are having a bigger impact. Homeowners are struggling as insurers raise rates or drop coverages altogether, leaving many with fewer options. One individual in this story that we're talking about shared that he was dropped by 5 insurance companies due to living in a high flood risk area. While Florida is heavily affected, it also mentions other states like California is also seeing rate hikes due to increasing risk for wildfires. What do you guys think of this article? Wes, how good are you?
Well, so, dealing with insurance now for years, in the roofing, let's just say, and watching what insurance companies have done to homeowners and different things. I have zero love loss for insurance companies.
Yeah.
It's legalized extortion. I'll say that right to an insurance agent's face. Even the agents don't even know the information that's in these policies, and half the times they're not even doing the right with the homeowner when they're signing this stuff up in the first place. So the whole thing is broken. Give me a break on climate change. That's not driving insurance rates up. The bottom line is when there's impacts, and money's going to be paid out, rates are going to go up, plain and simple. It has nothing to do with climate change in my book. Insurance has the key that nobody else has to just call it what it is and decide that they're going to drop people, they're going to raise rates, they're going to do whatever to protect their shareholders, and it has nothing to do with them really trying to fix the system or anything else. I've just, you guys don't know this. I just printed this out. This just came from Frontline Insurance, and we're going to start seeing this hands down across the board. Solar panels, solar roofs, and solar water heating systems exclusion. We are sending you this notice to inform you about important changes to your policy, like they had a choice, right? Your policy has been amended. So just right in the middle of the policy period, they just decided, nope, here's what's going to happen. We're not going to cover damage or liability arising from solar panels, solar roofs, or solar water heating systems, or any of their components, including the cost to remove, store, reset, or replace solar panels. Blah, 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 blah. Regardless of whether or not the said work is necessary to effect repairs to the covered property.
Oh.
So just something else that, you've got income tax credits, you want to go solar, all these things, the Green New Deal. Okay, let's go solar. Oh, wait a minute. Now insurance isn't going to cover nothing.
Yep.
So this raising rates voluntarily and then calling it climate change, I think is disgusting, to be honest with you. They're going to raise rates regardless. I get it. But and you can look article after article about every which way they're finding reasons not to cover something now. Eventually, why have insurance? They're not going to cover anything.
100%, yeah.
Why do I have to have insurance at this point?
Kicking out that cash for no reason.
Yeah, it's I think we could have a long discussion about this.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be a good
Well,
one.
let me tell you the way. Let me tell you the way to beat the system, guys. This is breaking news. Okay, so buying a new house, new construction home. It's in a waterfront community. It's a flood zone X, so it's not in the flood zone, but it's in the flood zone X. And 3,000 plus square foot house, 5 bedrooms. I just got my insurance quote. We're closing on it in about a week. What do you guys think my annual cost is for this insurance? Take a guess.
Annual.
12K.
I'm about to say 12 to 14.
Yeah, easily 15 grand, probably.
Not even close. It's a tenth of that.
Tenth of that.
My homeowner insurance is only $1,500 for the year.
For the year.
For the year.
And how'd you get away with that?
I don't know. The hurricane deductible is only 1%. I paid an extra $88 per year to drop my hurricane deductible from 2% to 1%. The hack is new construction. Buy brand new homes.
Wow, okay.
It's so much cheaper to insure brand new homes. So if you don't want to pay a lot of insurance, just buy a brand new home every year.
I mean,
You do that. Well, that is my advice. Every
Pay
year,
cash.
just buy a brand
Pay
new home.
cash. You don't even need insurance then.
He sounds like Grant Cardone. It's like, you're 21. Yeah, go get 30 properties right now, 30 doors, and yeah, you'll see your life triple.
Yeah, and it's a carrier. I'll give the initials AI. I'm not talking about Allen Iverson and West Nation. I'm talking about
Yeah.
good coverage. Like I said, hurricane deductible 1%, law and ordinance, wind, everything that you expect from like
Super cool.
a major carrier. I mean, AI is definitely a good carrier, but yeah, less than $1,500 per year. I had
Wow.
I had to quote it out by my local agent, and then the builder had gave me a quote.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's what you got to do. Just
So
buy a
they
brand new
think
house.
the risk is less on a new construction than it is something
Yeah.
that already exists.
Yep.
That doesn't make a lot of sense, but you must not be in a high flood zone either.
Yeah, no, it's so they raised it like 13 feet of fill from off the creek, so it wouldn't flood. So yeah, they put retention walls and everything in, raised the whole neighborhood up. But yeah, man, it was so cheap. I was so impressed.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna tell them like, are you sure it's this cheap?
Yeah, I know, right?
you know, just because of just the house I've lived in the past 10 years, it's gone up. I mean, it's probably gone up 3 times since when I moved in.
Jeez.
So just to get that quote on new construction home.
So is that the teaser rate?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if like next year when we renew, if it's going to double.
Let's write this down. So
I know, right?
it's not going to double.
That's why I said every year.
It's going to go up by 1,000%.
That's why every year
March
buy a new house.
1205.
Yeah,
Every
So,
year. Every
but
year.
guess what? DCRE, we specialize in new construction
Yep.
representation. So if you are a buyer of new construction, reach out to us at DCRE, and we will be your agent. We will be your advocate to help you find the right home in the right new construction community in Jacksonville. So yeah, that's the hack. Just buy a new home every year.
Awesome.
I love it. I love it. Now, what do with going back to this whole solar thing? We actually install solar roofing systems, and this is so ambiguous because they're trying to just cover off on solar panels. Technically, they're solar shingles. I wonder how that's going to classify with insurance because it's a roof. It's not a bolt-on solar system. The whole problem with this is existing. Regular solar, you got to bolt it into the roof. It causes leaks every single time. So I can see why they don't want to cover the damage caused by solar panels. I maybe don't cover the solar panels. I'm okay with that. But but if somebody bolts that in and it's something that you can add to your home, then it should be covered. I think.
Yeah.
But so I'm finding this interesting to see what's going to happen even with our solar. We went completely blue ocean, different idea with solar because we don't want to put on a brand new roof that we do and then bolt 600 holes in the thing, right? Now we don't have to do that. We can still add solar to the house, with the awesome GAF solar shingle. But what is the insurance company going to say about that? What are they going to do? I don't think they've even thought about that or discovered that. This is just a blanket. We don't want to have anything to do with you if you put solar on your house.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the insurance company advocate for a minute, which I don't typically like to do. But if I'm the insurance company and I've agreed to insure your property, and then 5 years later you go and add on a $20,000-$30,000 system, I'm unaware of it. I didn't agree to insure that.
Agreed.
And what most people don't do is call the insurance company and say, hey, I've added this to the house.
Right.
They just wait till time of claim. Oh, I got this. And up to this point, the insurance companies
Has to take it. Yep.
They have had to take it. So I said, no, I didn't agree to that. It's like, we do a quote to build somebody a house. And then the expectation is you're going to build a 5-bedroom, but we only agreed on a 4. We agreed on a 4 for $137 a square foot. That's what we're going to build. I'm sorry, that's what you wanted. I'm not going to build it, right? We're going to have to add in. You're going to have to pay for that. It's an add to. So if you add to the home, you can't really expect for the insurance company to take responsibility for it after the fact when they didn't have an opportunity to agree.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that you're spot on 100%. But if I were to call the insurance company and say, hey, I want to add this on, add it to my insurance, and if then the resulting leak of my house is because the guy installs it like crap and just blows a bunch of holes through my roof, then the insurance shouldn't be responsible for that either. But,
sure.
So I think there's a way to go about it that could be done without just doing what typical insurance will do and just find, let's just not cover something and let's just make sure everybody gets hosed in the meantime without any option.
Yeah.
Why don't they renew the policy and say, hey, you added on solar, your rate's going to go up. Here you go.
Yeah.
We're going to cover it, you know?
Yeah.
And then here's not what we're not going to cover of it if it's, faulty workmanship that causes the leak, right? Totally good with all that.
Right.
I
And then
just-
I would go back to the installer for filing a claim if it's
Sure.
workmanship.
Well, and we talked about this a
Absolutely.
couple of weeks ago. Like if incomes were appreciating at the same rate as the home values were, the pain of the insurance premium going up would not be as significant.
Right.
Right. But so let's blame it on climate change, but the real reason is the replacement cost of the home or the roof or everything else
Yeah,
is significantly more
absolutely.
expensive than it was 4 or 5 years ago. 200% more expensive than it was in early 2000s, right? And the income has not kept up with the
Yeah.
appreciation, so it hurts more. Our CEO, he's figured out the hack, so he's
Yeah.
got 12 months worth of reduced rates.
And he's going to be buying a new house again. Yeah.